So here's the scenario. You're trying to save yourself some money. You're trying to fix your own computer. And then this happens. You break your own connector off. Whether you're using it to, say you have warranty, you send this off to HP, Dell, whoever, they'll tell you this isn't covered. They'll have to replace the circuit board, the motherboard. That's going to cost over $150. They can't fix this. Not possible. I have a secret. Came from China. And they are called FPC connectors. There's different sizes. This one, if you look on the board, they have a number. This one is 32 pins. Go on eBay, you'll find them. There's going to be two styles, top and bottom contact. Really easy to tell which one's which, and I'll show you how. We're going to look at this first. I have to open it. Usually comes in 5 to 10 days. You'll have to be without your computer for 5 to 10 days. Or you can send it to me. I'm going to start buying these connectors, and I'll fix it and ship it back within 5 days. Here is the new connectors. Relatively cheap. And I send you this cool little card. Anyway, relatively cheap. So instead of repairing your motherboard or replacing your motherboard for $150, we're going to repair it for a lot less than that. You can get this 10 connectors, top contact, 1mm spacing, 32 pins for $5. $5. And they're going to charge you $150 to replace your motherboard because your hard drive failed. Because whatever. $5. Now I'm going to charge you $50 to replace it because you're an idiot. You watch YouTube videos and you didn't watch that one little part that says flip this connector up. You just ripped it right out. I'm going to charge you $50. Just saving yourself $100. Plus shipping, plus all that other mess that they're going to do with you. Yeah. Just cost me maybe 50 cents each, and I'm going to charge you $50. Now when you take your keyboard, your first step is to take and lay it to its face, as I should have described. You're going to see these contacts here. Then you're going to see that flat piece there. Obviously it's not going to be on the back. So this is what this is the top contact. If it's reverse, it's going to be on the bottom contact. So I ordered top contact connectors. The next step is to remove all these pins that you just broke off. And I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to need a soldering iron. Now let's stop here. This is 1mm. Very tiny. If you don't have any experience with soldering, you're going to create what they call solder bridges between pin to pin to pin to pin, and you're going to cause problems. Could potentially damage your motherboard, and you don't want that. So if you have no experience in soldering, just send it to me. We'll work a deal out. Don't try fixing it. It's not worth it. I'll fix it for you. So, this connector and this connector are not the same. This flips up, this pulls out, which is fine. A lot of them have them, both styles. So we're going to take and replace this now, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Remember, I said you had to have a soldering iron. You need a fine tip on your soldering iron. You need solder. You'll probably need a way to take and remove the pins off. You'll need some flux. Let's get started. First, what I'm going to do is remove these anchor points, because they're not going to be the same. Just zoom you in so you can see. And I'm going to demonstrate, if I don't remove those anchor points, it's going to be resting on top, or underneath actually, where this folds, and it's not going to be a flat connection. We want this to be a flat connection, so I want to remove this first, and then I'm going to remove all these. Now keep in mind, you have all these surface mount components. They're really, really tiny, that you don't want to have any problems with. If you never messed with solid surface mount parts, this is not something you need to do. You might notice this soldering iron tip is smoking. It's because I dipped it in flux before I put it on the pan. Now they are flat. Now I'm going to remove each one of these pins. You're just going to stroke them. You have a paper towel or a sponge to wipe these pins off. That's what I suggest you doing. Exactly how I'm showing you, exactly how it's done. You do not want to get over here. Stay away from it. Don't get wild. Take your time. I've been doing this for 19 years. Now, if you're one of those pro guys, professional guys, this is not a video for you. You're gonna hate this, you're gonna tell me I'm doing it wrong, which is fine. Go ahead. What I'm creating now is a bunch of solder on top. Because I took a bunch of solder off, right? This is called a flux remover pin. I just removed some extra flux, that's all. I'll blow it dry. You can use a napkin, whatever. Now for the new connector. And you want to make sure you line it up perfectly. Just like that. If you have a pair of your mom's eyebrow tweezers, get them out. Line them up. And that's how we want it. What you're going to do first, you're going to tack one corner. And when I say attack, I'm just saying push your solder iron on that connection right there. And then you're going to do this on the right side. You're just going to pre-weld it. That's all you're going to do. By tacking, that's what that means. have a lot of people asking me words that I've used. What did that mean? Well, that's what I told you. That's what that means. We're tacking it in spots so we can come back later and resolder it. Now I'm going to put it down on one side so it's going to rock just like it did. You're really supposed to take and remove all the solder off so it's not sitting above, and you won't have this problem. Let's do that. This is called solder wick, okay? There's different brands, different sizes. Same scenario. Even though I just put solder on, now I'm going to take it off. And what we're doing is flatten this down. Just like that. I hope everything was visible when I did that. Okay. Now this should be flat. And it is. Wonderful. Now we're going to line it up so everything looks nice and neat. You want happy solder joints. You don't want crappy solder joints. Even if you're off just a little bit, you might have enough give with your keyboard, but you want to be pretty spot on. I'm just going to take and solder this just a little bit. Remember when I said about holding the part down? Soldering is much like surgery. You have to be very precise. And this is not like totally perfect. And I'm going to line it up to be totally perfect. But if it's off half a smidget, I'm not going to be happy. There, now it's tacked down. And you can go back and solder each point by point. A couple ways we can go about this is by running solder on top of it all at once and creating solder bridges, or soldering each pin by pin. And for this scenario, I'm just going to do pin by pin. Notice there's not a lot of solder. And notice there is some solder bridges forming here because I didn't clean my tip often. And I'll have to remove that. See how it's bunching up? I'll show you how to fix that. It's a little bit more flux. We'll remove that. And you're going to tell me, after soldering this yourself, my connector doesn't work. And I'm going to tell you, resolder your pins. So, don't ask me why your connector doesn't work. It's either right, doesn't have solder on your pins, or you don't have the right style connector. Now I just use the solder wick to take more of the solder off. The solder bridge. And there you have it. I'm going to do my last in the first pin. And that is how you change the ribbon cable connector for your keyboard on your laptop. It's that simple. It's taken me maybe, I don't know, 8 minutes, less than that. So if you try this yourself, good luck. Leave me comments and questions below. If you need me to fix it for you, like I said, I can do it cheaper than what they can sell it to you. Thanks for watching, guys. Have fun. Subscribe. I'll see you next time.